How many tarantulas is too many tarantulas? Hello tarantula lovers, I'm Alex and you're watching Tarantula Haven. So I asked the question, how many tarantulas is too many? How much is enough? And where should you draw the line? And the reason I asked this question is because I found myself in a situation where I've had to take in some tarantulas. And these tarantulas came from a subscriber. And some of you may remember her from one of my previous videos. Her name is Karen. The con, and I ran into a subscriber. This is Karen. Yes, Karen, and she's sporting a Tarantula Haven shirt, yes. And I met her at a Repticon, and she was getting all into tarantulas, and she bought quite a few species and had quite a collection. But something happened in her life, something changed that made her feel like she wasn't giving them as much attention as she should. She took a few heavy losses. I would say not heavy, but hard losses. She didn't lose a bunch of tarantulas, but she took some hard losses. One of them was relatively expensive, a Avicularia metallica, and she felt like she maybe had bitten off more than she can chew. With COVID-19, her work had cut back and she wasn't able to work as much as she used to. So she felt like she had plenty of time to deal with her tarantulas then. But then with the restrictions lifting, she ended up getting more work and she was spending more time at work and less time at home and dealing with her tarantulas. So now she felt like she couldn't give them the adequate care that they needed. So she approached me and asked me if I would be willing to take some of her collection. So I said, yes, I'll take them in, I'll take care of them. And she said, you know, if there's some species in there that you don't want or you have too many of, then you can give them away or sell them, do whatever you want to with them as long as they go to somebody who's going to take care of them. So in all, she gave me 16 tarantulas. Some of them are repeated species. There's several of the same species, but there were some of them that I was pretty excited about because they're either a species that I've never had before or a species that I had a while ago that either matured male and I lost and now I've got again, so I'm getting another chance with them. So that's pretty exciting for me, and it also adds to my collection species that I currently don't have. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to rehouse them. I'm going to put them into different enclosures. I got in a bunch of hammock boxes I ordered from the Container Store. I don't know if this is because of COVID-19 or because this is just the way things go with the Container Store, but if you can go to the Container Store and buy them, I would highly recommend that you do that. If you have to order them online, they took forever to ship and I still haven't gotten my whole order. It came in so far 2 separate shipments and I still got 1 more coming. So I don't recommend right now ordering online. If you can get to a Container Store, go there yourself and pick out your hammock boxes, but if you order it online, prepare for a very long wait. And one more thing that I wanted to add is that I had a subscriber on a previous video comment and asked me if I could demonstrate how I set up an hammock box as far as drilling holes and things like that so that they could learn to do it themselves. Because it's kind of hard to do it sometimes if you don't know how, especially if you're trying not to scratch it up and crack it. So I will go into that and then we'll rehouse all these little guys. Oh, I almost forgot. Last week I did a video, an unboxing video for Fear Not Tarantula's mystery box event. And y'all probably wanting to know what the results are. I'm sure many of you have already seen the video where Fear Not Tarantula's unveiled what their mystery boxes were. But these are the ones that I got. And if you want to know what the rest were, I'll post a link right here to Fear Not Tarantula's Mystery Box Unveiling on their own YouTube channel, so you can check it out. So I'm using this box and I'm going to create a new enclosure for my baby tailless whip scorpions. I've been losing some of them and I suspect the mom may have been eating some, so I'm going to separate her from the babies. And they don't require a whole lot of ventilation, so I'm only going to make a row of ventilation at the top and on the opposite side toward the bottom. And before I start drilling, I use painter's tape to cover the area where I'm going to drill. This keeps you from scratching the surface with the drill bit, especially if it slides a little bit before it bites in. Not to mention, it also gives it a texture to where it can bite in a lot easier, and this will help you prevent scratches and cracking. And I highly recommend using a Dremel tool. On this one, I'm using a very fine drill bit. If you're good with a drill, you can do that, but it's a lot easier to make mistakes with a heavier drill, whereas with a fine point Dremel tool, it's a lot easier to control. And you pretty much want to allow the pressure of the weight of the Dremel tool to make the hole. It will literally pretty much just melt the hole into it as it goes through. And as a final step, what I like to do is use a bead reamer, and I use this to remove any of the plastic burrs that remain inside of the holes that are made, but it's not necessary. I just like to do it just to have a cleaner hole. And this is another example of an hammock box for a small tarantula. And on this one, I use the painter's tape kind of as a guide as to where I'm going to put my holes and how to keep them in a straight line. Now, I pretty much just eyeball it, but if you really want some straight lined up holes, then you can also use the painter's tape to mark your holes where you're going to put them so that you know exactly where they should go. And this is just my personal preference, but I like to drill the holes on both sides, but I like to leave one side at least clean where there's no holes so that I have a nice clean viewing space of my tarantula, but that's just personal preference. You can do whatever you like. The first one I'd like to show you is Tarantula Kenya's Violaceus. Now, I already have two of these, but I don't have one this size, and it's a pretty beautiful specimen. She was gracious enough to give me the Exoterra enclosure with it as well, so that was much appreciated because these things don't run cheap. So let me go ahead and show you the tarantula. And kind of interesting is she's got this Exoterra, this mini tall, and there's plenty of room for this tarantula to go up and down, but it chooses to hide down here in this little area. There's a piece of cork bark right here, and it's created a little web tunnel there, and that's pretty much where it stays. Mine tend to climb, but they're also slings, and they will also come up to the top, but they do make some pretty nice web curtains. So they do go down to the base of the enclosure on my little ones, and then they come up later on at night and stay on the sides. But anything spooks them and they go right back down. So let's see if we can get it to come out. Whoop. Trying to grab it. Come on. That's about as far as I can tickle it out. There you go. Come on. It's going to be shy. All right. See if I can spook it on out of there. I'm going to tear up your enclosure, buddy. Oh, there it is. There we go. All right, and there it is. Just give you a quick glimpse at it. He's mad that I've ripped up his enclosure, but I just wanted you to get a good look at him. And I'll just put it right back and it'll go back into hiding. But pretty good size specimen. Yeah, it doesn't want to eat now. I done spooked it. Alright, so that's one of them. So next up are some little guys that I'm going to put into some pixie boxes. I'm still waiting on more Amic boxes, so I don't have some for them. But these little guys, I'm going to go ahead and put them into these pixie boxes. And they've got a little bit of growing to do, so they'll be just fine in here until I can get a bigger enclosure for them. So let's see. And these are Tarantula albopilosus, which of course is the curly hair tarantula. There you go. So yeah, she's got them in these little tubs. And they got a little bit more room in here and a little bit more substrate where they can burrow. So there's one. All right. Here's another one, and this one's got a little bit more size to it, so it's definitely going to need a bigger enclosure, but temporarily it will do just fine inside of this pixie box. There we go. All right, so there's another curly hair. And here comes another one. This one's small like the first one. Now you may be wondering, what did she want with so many curly hairs? I don't know. I think she traded somebody for some. So she ended up with, I believe, a total of 5, which I got. So I already have 3 curly hairs, 2 Honduran or the hobby form, and 1 Nicaraguan. So I honestly don't need more curly hairs, so I may find more homes for these, or new homes for these. He's kind of dark, looks like he's getting ready to molt pretty soon. All right, and these next 2 are in their own pixie boxes already. I'm just going to transfer them into these newer ones because these are a little bit yellowed and kind of dirty, so I'm going to transfer them over. Plus they got my substrate in them, and I'd much rather have them in that substrate than just straight cocoa fiber. So let's get you over here, buddy. Keep going down. Come on, go up. There you go. All right. So these are got a little bit more size on them. And here comes the next one. Come on. There you go. All right. So 5 Tarantula albopilosus or curly hairs. I'm probably going to be finding homes for those guys. I have to correct myself real quick. As I was preparing the other tarantulas, I came to the realization that she didn't just give me 16 tarantulas, she actually gave me 19. So I found 3 more that were kind of put away in different places that I have to rehouse, but I forgot about them, so I discovered them and pulled them back out. Anyway, let's proceed. So next up is Serialcosmic Tarantula, and I have 2 of these already, so this will be my 3rd, and that's great because that gives me more, I guess, breeding stock. And this one is about the same size as mine. I think she probably bought it around the same time. And they are cute little guys. Oh, it doesn't want to come out. Come on. And he's been in this dram vial, so he needs more room. Come on. There you go. All right, so he's a cute little guy. There he is. Dwarf species. So hopefully he'll be a lot happier and more comfortable in this enclosure. And next up is a tarantula that I've had before in my collection. I had 2, and they both matured male. And this is the Davus pentaloris. And these guys are beautiful little guys with their stripy butts. Hence the common name is the Costa Rican Tigerrump or Guatemalan Tigerrump. So these are nice little tarantulas. Don't get very large. My other 2 that I had, they stayed buried almost all of the time. I rarely saw them, and I only started to see them once they had matured male, and then they were out and about looking for a female. And sadly, at the time, I didn't really have a whole lot of contacts, so they ended up dying of old age. So now I've got another one, and I get to try again. All right, go down. Doesn't know what to think of his new enclosure. All right, so let's hope this one's a female. All right, so this next one is another little guy. This is the Hapalopus species Columbiaa large, and I also have 2 of these, but this specimen is a little bit bigger than mine, and they are pretty bolty, so I imagine it's going to try to run. So I'm going to put the whole enclosure in there and see if I can get it to come on out. But it's a nice specimen. Oh, hair flicking. If you can see it there. But they are bolty, so we'll see what happens. All right, little guy. Quit flicking hairs. Hardly have any hairs to flick there. All right. Come on. There you go. Oh, that is gorgeous. Let's get a good look at it. And I'm hoping for a female on this one. So this is a 3rd one, and it's a little bit larger. So if one of the other 2 turns out male and this one's female, then I might have some breeding potential there. And this next one is a species that I've had before in my past, and I've seemed to have had a run-in with bad luck with them, so hopefully my luck will change. This is Opia simani, and this is the striped knee tarantula, I believe is what they're going by now. And I had one when I first started collecting, when I first got my very first tarantula, which was the Grammostola porteri. Then I ended up getting a striped knee, or a Opia simani. And I loved it. It was docile. I could pick it up. And I made the mistake of taking it to school. I was showing it off to the students. I had it on top of my counter, and I got some dirt on the counter, and it was right behind the tarantula, and I wiped it off like that, spooked the tarantula, and it flew right off the counter and broke its leg. I didn't know how to stop the bleeding, so it ended up bleeding to death. So that's what happened to my first one. And my second one, I ended up buying it, and it was wild caught. It laid an egg sac, or it made an egg sac, and I was unable to keep the egg sac. I don't know if they were fertile or not. They probably were, but I just didn't know how to take care of it. And shortly after she made her egg sac, she passed away. So that was my luck with Aphonopelma semani. So now I get another chance. And here it is. Ooh, it's in heavy pre-molt. All right. See how dark the abdomen is? What that is the hair underneath the skin or underneath the exoskeleton showing through, where when it molts, that brand new hair is going to be on the abdomen. So that's why it looks so dark on the abdomen there. And I'm not seeing any striping on the legs or anything just yet, so maybe after this molt it'll get that. Oh, it's trying to bolt on me, so let's go ahead and close it up. And while we're on the topic of Aphonopelma semani, not only did she give me one, but she gave me two. And this one is a subadult, I believe. And I just got dirt all over it, but it's got a nice bluish hue to it. Very gorgeous specimen there. So yeah, I got two of them. And again, I get to try again. I'm not going to make the same mistakes because I've learned my lesson. Oh, there we go. All right, and look at that blue on that one. Beautiful. All right, buddy, I'll quit bothering you. And this is one that I've never had in my collection before. This is another Aphonopelma. And this one is Aphonopelma annex. I believe this is known as the Texas Tan. And it is gorgeous. It is in pre-molt, so I'm expecting it to molt anytime now. So, yeah, just a beautiful specimen there. Again, one I've never had before. So, yeah, he's getting ready to molt real soon. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it in this circular enclosure. I'm not really fond of it. It doesn't fit well in the shelves. So I'll probably rehouse it to something more rectangular. And next up is another species that I do have. I only have one though. And that is the Avicularia. This is morph type 1, which is just your common pink toe. And don't say anything about the enclosure. It came in this. I don't know what she had it in, but I'm sure it wasn't this. She probably kept the enclosure. But I've been taking care of it in here. And the reason I didn't put it into anything else was you can notice that it made a nice web mat down there. And I don't know if you can tell on this camera, but the legs are very shiny on it. That lets me know that it's in pre-molt, it's getting ready to molt. So I'm assuming that the web mat is probably its molt mat, but I'm going to go ahead and rehouse it because I'm tired of having it just here bare bones and put it in a different enclosure. All right, come on. Yeah, and he doesn't climb very well, which is another indication that it is in pre-molt. Sometimes your Avicularia will lose their ability to grip onto the sides of their enclosures when they're getting ready to molt. That's a beautiful little guy. All right, there you go. Go in your new house. Come on. Oh, he wants to go for a stroll. Come on, I know you don't like climbing on my hand. There you go. Go inside, go inside. All right. Okay, so hopefully he'll be happy in here. And I do hope it's a male because I do have a female and I could use him for breeding. Okay, these next three are probably going to give me a run for my money. They are Salmoneus Romania. And technically, She didn't give them to me, she gave them back. These are from Meg Mucklebones. These are her original slings, and I gave her some so that she could trade with somebody else. He was going to give me some OBTs, and COVID-19 happened, so the trade never happened, and so she still had them, and she ended up just giving them back to me. So yeah, I got them back, and they're probably going to be crazy to rehouse, so expect some bolting. And I don't know, I've got some holdbacks that I kept, so I may end up trying to get rid of a few of these as well. Yeah, they are nuts already. And that's what you get from Salmoneus Romania, especially when they're this young. They are very bolty. So let's see if I can rehouse. Nope, there it goes. Alright, so here we go. I gotta go catch it. Alright, so catch cup time. I've got this little guy on the lid right here. And he is insane. So let's see if I can just pick it up and transfer it over. Oop, just like that. Alright, so there it is. And they're showing pretty good size. She's obviously kept them well fed. And they are insane, just like most of the Salmoneus Romania. Alright, that's one. Let's see if we can do it safer with the other ones. I'm going to try to find a better catch cup. Alright, I couldn't find anything, so I'm going to take my chances. Let's see how I do on this one. Alright, let's get this webbing out of here. You're already trying to come out. Oh, this one's already starting to show some of the green on it. See that? Very nice. This one just molted, so it might be easier to move. There you go. Nope, nope, wrong way. Wrong way. Oh, look at that jump. You're gonna do it, aren't you? Come on, go back. Go back. All right. We had to do the same thing with this one. There it is on the lid. Transferred over. And there you go. Crazy, guys. All right, and the last one. Thought I had it on that one. It just did not work out. Oh, this one's got some good size on it. Look at that. If I had to bet money, I would say that's probably going to be a female right there. All right, can we get you to walk over, please? No, don't go in your burrow. Come on, be a sweetheart. There you go. Walk. Walk. Yeah. All right. I might just keep this one. This one was sweet. All right. So that's all three P. cambridgei. This next one I'm actually really excited to see. This is a species that I've never had before. And I haven't even seen it since I got her because it's been burrowed, and she said that it's pretty much stayed burrowed the whole time she's had it. So I'm really anxious to see what it looks like. This is a Formictopus species Dominican Violet. And I believe she picked this up on the last, not this past one, but the one before, Fear Not Tarantula's mystery box. So she was pretty excited to get this one. I'm surprised she parted with it. But yeah, she did. And I don't know, maybe it's because it stays burrowed all the time. So let's dig it out. And I'm anxious to see what it looks like. I'm sure it's gotten some size by now. It's been, I think, since December when she first got it. Vermictopus tend to grow pretty quick. Alright, what do we have here? Okay, so we got cork bark with a little plant attached to it, a little fake leaf. Alright, we'll just transfer that right on over. And can I, oh dang it, why did I do that? Okay, I see it. I need it. Oh, all this cocoa fiber just keeps collapsing. Trying to get it to come out. Alright, I'm going to have to get something in which I can transfer some of this cocoa fiber over so that I can get it in place. Alright, I'm going to use this little deli tub that the pink toe was in and move some of this cocoa fiber over. Oh, I see several molds in here. Oh, there it is. Oh, this seems like a rock. It just sits there. Come on. And oh, look at the booty on that. Is it okay? Can't tell. Oh yeah, it's fine. All right. So there it is. Good size already. Nice big abdomen. And I'm not seeing any real purple coloration yet. But it looks to be in pre-molt. It is pretty dark on its abdomen. So that might be the case. Looks a lot like Vermictopus cancerides. Oh, come on. There you go. All right, so I'm going to close it up so it can make its burrow and finish molting. And the last one. This one is one that I am not anxious to rehouse. This is a Salmoneus Romania. And I've only recently acquired 2 of them. I got them from Amanda Beasley of Beasley Exotics. And this one I believe she also got from Beasley Exotics. But this one is quite a bit older than mine. Mine are still slings. And from what I understand, she said this one can be quite a butthole. So I'm not looking forward to having to deal with butthole right now. So hopefully she'll be chill. But I have not had to deal with juvenile or adult Salmoneus Romania. I've only dealt with Cambridgei. So I don't know what to expect out of this one. So she might be docile and come out nice and easy, or she might be totally defensive, which is the nature of Salmoneus Romania. They often refer to this species as the gateway to Old World. If you want to get an Old World species like a Pokey, they recommend that you train first by getting a Salmoneus Romania, because it's like having an Old World in a New World species. So I am seeing some legs coming out. It's already, if it's already coming out like that, it's probably going to be defensive. All right, there we go. There you go. Oh, we're getting some bolting. Yep. All right. Don't go far. Ooh, gotcha. Okay. So she's nice and fat. Let me bring this one over here so we can get a good look at it. That is gorgeous. Fat little thing. All right. Not being defensive, just trying to bolt, trying to get away, which is cool. She didn't run very fast. Might be because she's in pre-molt, because she's pretty fat. Let me move that over here. So that's a good thing. And now the trick is going to be to get her into the new enclosure, because she seems to not want to run into or up the side of the lid there. She's just chilling. Gorgeous colors. All right. So that'll be cool if it's a female. Back this off so we can see. All right, let me see if I can get her to go up the side of the lid. Come on. Go up, go up, go up. Very good. And then I just transfer like that. And we're in business. All right. That wasn't too bad. She wasn't psycho. And let me see if I can get a look at her abdomen. Oh, that is definitely a girl, as far as I can tell. Damn it. All right, let me see if I can give you a good view of that abdomen real quick. All right, so there's the abdomen. And judging by the space, well, I'm not so sure. Okay, so there's the abdomen right there. And from what I can see, judging by the space between the book lungs, the first two book lungs, see how it looks like a little smiley face? That lets me know that this is most likely a female. So that's a good thing. It's time for shameless self-promotion. Is that a Tarantula Haven mask I'm wearing? Why, yes, it is. COVID-19 doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. It's getting worse here in the States, and a lot of places are starting to mandate masks. So my wife has actually been really busy making masks, and we have them for sale at our Etsy store, and I'll post a link down below so that you can get your very own Tarantula Haven mask. She also has other styles for you to choose from. They come in 3 styles: paracord tie-down, adjustable paracord loops with paracord stops, and adjustable elastic. We had this material specially printed, so supplies are going to be limited, so make sure you get yours fast. In conclusion, and in answer to my own question, how many tarantulas is too much? It's whatever you can handle and whatever you're comfortable with. Karen was smart enough to realize that she had more than she wanted to deal with or more than she could deal with, so she made the decision to shrink her collection down and keep only the ones that were most important to her. As far as me and my collection, I've got well over 120 tarantulas. That's not counting any slings that I have that I'm currently brooding in the incubator. So my collection is pretty large. It takes me about 3 to 4 hours to feed everyone, and I do this once a week. So this may be overwhelming for some people, not to mention the food factor. You have to have food on hand in order to feed that many tarantulas. So in my case, I am to the point where I am a little bit above the comfort zone. But my situation's also fluid. I have male tarantulas that I end up sending off for breeding, and I have slings that I end up selling off, or I'm probably going to sell off or trade. So my situation changes, and the number of tarantulas that I have will kind of ebb and flow. So I try to make sure that I keep just the right amount that I'm comfortable with and I can keep up with. If it ever gets overwhelming, then you can rest assured that I'll probably start to shrink down my collection as well. Thank you very much, Karen, for your contribution to the Tarantula Haven. I'm sorry about your circumstances, but they're really appreciated, and you can rest assured that I'll take good care of them, and you will see updates on them from time to time in the future of Tarantula Haven. And don't forget, if you want to get your Tarantula Haven mask, make sure you buy yours. I'll post a link down below to our Etsy store where you can purchase yours. Supplies are limited, so make sure you get yours before they're all gone. And that wraps it up for me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. If you want to support this channel, I have a Teespring store where you can buy Tarantula Haven merchandise, and I'll post a link down below in the description. Until next time, keep loving them tarantulas.